Today, the US dollar is the world's most widely recognized currency. But have you ever wondered how this powerful currency first came into existence? In 1776, America declared its independence. But the young nation faced one critical challenge.
To solve this crisis, the Continental Congress introduced its first paper money, known as the Continental Currency. It was America's first attempt to create a national currency.
This money isn't worth the paper it's printed on. I need a fair price for my goods, but the value has plummeted. We're ruined!
Soon, the paper money became nearly worthless. People even coined a new phrase, not worth a continental, to describe something with almost no value. The crisis became so severe that many Americans completely lost trust in paper money. The young nation realized it needed a
cleansed. America's leaders knew that without a trusted currency, the country's economy could never become stable.
Then, in 1792, Congress passed the historic Coinage Act, officially creating the United States dollar and establishing the U.S. Mint. For the first time in history, the United States had an official national currency. It was the beginning of a financial system that would one day influence the entire world. Unlike paper money, the first US dollars were made from real silver. Their value came from the precious metal itself, making people trust the new currency. Every coin had to meet exact standards for weight, size, and purity. Even the smallest mistake could damage public confidence in the nation's new currency.
Soon, American coins began spreading from city to city, helping businesses grow and bringing greater stability to the nation's economy.
America had finally built the foundation of its financial future. But an even greater challenge was about to test the strength of the US dollar. The United States dollar, a symbol of trust, drives our economy forward. Goods are paid in full, and commerce thrives.
Here are the funds. Count carefully, Mr. Abernathy.
Verified.
Verified. The sum is correct. It shall be recorded.
But one major problem still remained. Every state had different banks, and not every banknote was accepted everywhere.
As the nation grew larger, America needed a stronger and more unified banking system to support its expanding economy. America had overcome its first financial struggles, but the biggest transformation in the history of the US dollar was still decades away.
The Treasury is nearly empty. We need to secure funding for the war effort immediately. The National Bank Act. It's our only option to unify our currency and finance this.
The US government introduces greenbacks, a nationwide paper currency. Unlike earlier money, these notes are backed by the authority of the federal government. The camera slowly rotates around stacks of freshly printed greenback notes, revealing their detailed engravings and distinctive greenbacks under warm cinematic lighting.
With these greenbacks, we will rebuild and stand strong. This new currency gives us hope for the future.
America had entered a new financial era.
By the late 1800s, the United States was growing rapidly. Railroads, factories, and booming industries were...
I am concerned about the stability of the market. We need to diversify our assets now. This agreement secures the investment for another year.
I told you it would happen! We're all ruined! Get in line! Hurry, they're not taking any more!
The crisis exposed a serious weakness. America needed a central institution that could protect the nation's financial system during emergencies.
Just a few years later, the solution arrived. In 1913, Congress created the Federal Reserve System.
The Federal Reserve became America's central banking system. Its mission was simple: keep the nation's financial system stable.
The decision to adjust rates is complex, weighing employment, spending, and inflation against market volatility and global pressures.
Advanced security features make counterfeiting extremely difficult.
By the early 20th century, the US dollar had become one of the world's most trusted currencies. But an even bigger moment in history was just around the corner. Then came World War II. As nations struggled through the conflict, the global economy was left in ruins, and the world needed a new financial system.
The task before us is immense. We must stabilize the global economy. Let us agree on a path forward.
The agreement made the US dollar the center of the international monetary system, with many currencies linked to the dollar. Under this system, the U.S. promised that foreign governments could exchange U.S. dollars for gold at a fixed rate, helping build international confidence.
Within just a few years, the US dollar became the world's leading reserve currency, trusted by governments, banks, and businesses across the globe.
But by the late 1960s, the system was under pressure. The United States had printed far more dollars than it could support with its gold reserves.
The transfers are complete. It's all accounted for. Prepare the vehicles.
On August 15, 1971, the President of the United States delivered a historic televised address that changed the global financial system for.
The United States suspended the direct exchange of dollars for gold. Historians now call this moment the Nixon shock.
From that day forward, the US dollar became a fiat currency. Its value would no longer depend on gold. Even without being backed by gold, the US dollar continued to grow stronger. America's economy, global trade.
Today, trillions of dollars move through the global financial system every single day, powering international trade, investments, and economies across the world.
From global oil markets to international business, the US dollar remains the primary currency used in countless transactions every day.
Diamond. But with the rise of digital payments, cryptocurrencies, and new financial technologies, one important question remains in the U.S.
Today, the U.S. dollar remains the world's leading reserve currency. Nearly every major economy holds dollar reserves, making it a cornerstone of global finance. Every day, billions of people use products, services, and technologies connected to a financial system where the U.S. dollar still plays a central role. But the future is changing rapidly. Digital currencies, instant payments, and new financial technologies are transforming the way money moves around the world.
The dollar is stable now, but emerging markets present a risk.
But are they significant enough to dethrone it? Think long term.
One thing is certain, the story of the US dollar is more than the story of money. It is the story of America's rise, innovation.
Even today, every US dollar carries the legacy of centuries of history, innovation, and the trust of millions of people around the globe. But history teaches us one important lesson. No financial system remains unchanged forever.
The US dollar changed the world forever, but its greatest chapter may still be ahead. If you enjoyed this journey